Sundays is going down.
I ain't going for that he say, she say. That man versus woman. You can miss me with that weekday replay.
We gon' keep it 1K each and every day. Make sure you subscribe, give a like, and press play.
We gon' always keep it raw with you. You got a difference of opinion, please come let us talk with you.
Pull up the seat, this a space where you can keep it real. Real deal, you are in tune with Cold Fizz.
Okay, man, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Now, come on, now crank this motherfucker up.
It's about to get super spicy.
We say the things that they scared to talk about. We practice what we preach. Yeah, we walk it out.
The streets need a voice, we ain't pandering for the crowd. Catch us on Wednesday and Sundays, it's going down.
I ain't going for that he say, she say. That man versus woman. You can miss me with that weekday replay.
We gon' keep it 1K each and every day. Make sure you subscribe, give a like, and press play.
We gon' always keep it raw with you. You got a difference of opinion, please come let us talk with you.
Pull up the seat, this a space where you can keep it real. Real deal, you are in tune with Cold Fizz.
Okay, man, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Now, come on, now crank this motherfucker up.
It's about to get super spicy.
We say the things that they scared to talk about. We practice what we preach. Yeah, we walk it out.
The streets need a voice, we ain't pandering for the crowd. Catch us on Wednesday and Sundays, it's going down.
I ain't going for that he say, she say. That man versus woman. You can miss me with that weekday replay.
We gon' keep it 1K each and every day. Make sure you subscribe, give a like, and press play.
We gon' always keep it raw with you. You got a difference of opinion, please come let us talk with you.
Pull up the seat, this a space where you can keep it real. Real deal, you are in tune with Cold Fizz.
Okay, man, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Now, come on, now crank this motherfucker up.
It's about to get super spicy.
Yo, what it do? It's your boy, Asshole Poppy.
Hey, check it out. You already know it's your boy Phil Goods.
We back with another episode of the Cold Field Show.
You know it's about to get super spicy, you heard?
So without further ado, let's jump right into it.
Hey.
Listen, tonight we got a special episode, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna switch it up, do something a little different.
Yes, sir.
Tonight we got some OGs in the building.
Let's go.
Tonight
Let's go.
we got some, you know what I'm saying, distinguished gentlemen in the building, some, you know what I'm saying, some man of wisdom in the building. They're gonna drop some OG game on us, you know what I'm saying? So tonight's topic is back in the day, then versus now. We're gonna talk about the difference between the women and the men, the difference from back then and then what's going on nowadays and why it's a divide and the correlation between everything. So let's go ahead and introduce our two guests. I'm finna switch the camera over. You go ahead and introduce yourself, fellas.
My name Jay.
Jay. That's it, just Jay?
Jay business. Go ahead. Let them know.
Now let them know who you was back in the day, Jay.
Oh, Jay.
Okay.
Alright.
Jan.
Jay and Jan?
Just Jan.
Okay, Jay.
Jan.
Jay and Jan. We got Jay and Jan in the building, you know what I'm saying? Let's go give him a round of applause. You know what I'm saying? For coming out to the show. And we're gonna pick their minds and see where the shit go tonight. You know what I'm saying? So look, first off, what year were you fellas established? What year did y'all hit the game? You know what I'm saying?
Until we were born in 55.
I think, well, you know, after our teenage years, we played basketball.
Yeah, we was more athletic.
Athletic. You know, this one gangbanger said, you know, when I told him I was smoking weed discreetly, you know, he said, well, I already know, motherfuckers, you either got a ball under your arm and a bitch by your hand. So, you know, that was, you know, something that was starting then. We was teenagers.
So you said about 1960?
No, we was like 15, 16.
15, okay, about 1970?
Yeah.
About 1970.
Early.
Okay,
yeah,
so y'all want to say that's about the time y'all hopped off the porch in 1970?
Yeah, you know.
Okay, so now, what was the difference? What's the difference between hopping off the porch in 1970 versus hopping off the porch in the 2000s?
Difference then, you know.
It was more realism.
Yeah.
What you mean by you say it was more real? What you mean by it was more realism?
The thing was, you know, when you had players, you had real players. You had pimps, you had real pimps. You know, when you had hoes, you had real hoes.
And there was a lot more honor among, as they say, among thieves.
Yeah.
So when you jumped off that porch, you didn't have to worry about nothing because whatever you decide to jump into, you was okay with it. Remember Dale telling us about Game?
Yeah.
Riding on the bus. We thought he was a square-ass nigga. This nigga had more game about himself, you know, and what he said, and right now today I still use. Game is what you consist of. Whatever you decide to be, you know, whatever your hustle was, and that was the difference back then. We smoked weed.
I like that. Game is what you consist of.
Yeah, you know, we smoke weed, go to the weed man. Man, you know, damn, what can we get, you know, that other shit, you know, whatever it might have been back then, that Sherm, or that Tie Stick, or that powder. You know, he'll say, man, go around the corner to Herman, tell him Charles sent you. You know, it wasn't the thing where, you know, everybody was competing against each other. You know, and back then things were a lot different. It was a lot easier.
Yeah.
You know, because you had to be creative. You know, I mean, wasn't no cell phone.
So you saying there wasn't really no competition back then? Like, now explain. Okay, so now
What he was saying is that you go get something from one hustler, he gonna tell you if you wanted something else and he didn't have it, he gonna tell you, he gonna send you around to
he gonna
another
point you in the
hustler.
right direction.
Yeah, right.
Right.
You saying nowadays the niggas ain't doing that?
No.
Nah, niggas hating.
Yeah, they don't want to see you grow. See, it wasn't back then. It wasn't about, you know, who had what. You know, it was all about whatever you gonna get. You know, if I can send you somebody that's gonna help you do your thing, then by all means, because I'm not gonna lose a dime.
Right.
I'm not
That's
gonna
real
lose
shit.
any sleep doing it.
Right.
You know, it was a different thing back, a different era, man.
Now, do you feel like, okay, now we know, okay, drugs are bad. Let's just put that out there.
Wait,
Drugs are-
wait, before you jump in, because they had said something real quick. Y'all said y'all came up around like late 60s.
70, yeah, late 67,
early
yeah.
70s, yeah.
So right back then was gangbanging in full effect like it is now? Like,
No.
how was it structured?
They had their
then?
game
They had a
back.
lot of structure.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, they had a lot of structure. So, you know, they didn't just go off cop and do it just because. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't that drive-by shit.
No. You know, and it was, you know, I know you've heard it. Hell, they stood in a circle. And,
Right.
you know, got your ass
Violation,
whooped,
yeah, you got that violation.
Yeah, you know, the only gun they had was a zip gun.
Got
Hey, that was real, man.
what the niggas, what he say up there, with the show with the nigga, Edric, what the movie, Snowfall. When he said, in the beginning, when the snowfall, you catching him in the beginning.
Wow, that's so long. How many seasons ago was that? I
The
can't
beginning,
remember.
I'm talking about the very beginning when niggas working out and shit.
I have no idea.
Oh, before they got to selling coke, nigga. Before the coke game hit.
All right.
No, go ahead though.
So, I mean, it was, you know, I mean, it was a lot different, man. We were athletes.
Right.
And we was raised by my grandmother. She didn't play.
She didn't play that
She
shit.
didn't play that shit. You know, anything we did on the low, if that's what it, at the time.
Right.
You know,
Right.
we did.
Nah, and that too. I'm glad you brought that up because see now I have a problem with these mothers nowadays, and I say mothers because a lot of the fathers ain't around to even have a say so in the first place.
Right.
But I have a problem with a lot of the mothers nowadays on Facebook where they be on there. Oh, my son is this and oh, my son is that. Free my son. Your son is a demon.
the biggest goddamn demon out there.
And you
Between
kn-
him and
you-
the devil, you don't know who's worse.
And you know it because he posting pictures with guns at 16 years old. He
Yeah.
posting pictures with stacks of money at 15, 16, 17 years old.
Right.
And you ain't not one time asked him where he getting it from?
Because he's sharing it. He's giving it to her.
She
Fact.
You know, that's his cheerleader.
But you saying back in the days it wasn't.
Man, no. It was unheard of, man. I mean, you had the guys out there doing their thing. I mean, I grew up in an era where there was mother and father. We was raised by my grandmother and grandfather.
Yeah.
Plus 8 uncles. So there was always a man in the house, you know, as we was growing up, and so did our friends.
Right.
Very seldom you had those that might have had single. Irvin Johnson come to
He
Miss
was on-
Johnson.
yeah, she was
she
the
wasn't
only
no
one.
joke though.
She wasn't no
She
punk.
had all boys and 2 girls.
And she wasn't no punk.
When Miss Johnson came home, the house was clean, food was cooked, you know, so there are exceptions, you know, but nowadays it becomes, you know, to the point where they're more friends than parents.
Their parents wanna be, they want to be your friend.
Yeah, that's real
They want
shit.
to smoke.
So somebody posed the question, one of our longtime followers, shout out Derek Hinton. Hey, everybody that's watching right now, if you haven't already, please hit the share button, please hit the like button, please hit the love button. Get us some views tonight. But back to the question, Derek Hinton said, what do y'all might feel is the issue with the black American male in today's society?
They lost their way, man. They lost their way. But seriously, back in the day, men, little young men was young men. You saw some of the pictures how they were dressed.
Yeah.
You know, suited and booted.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, man, you know, they get out here and it's the hustling thing, it's the crack the dope thing. They get out here making that quick money and you know, and not getting educated.
And see, back then we had educators.
Yeah.
It was hustlers, you know, it's look, young blood, no, this ain't what you want to do.
Yeah, they'll talk to you.
Yeah, they'll talk to you. It wasn't about trying to drag you into something that they was into. If anything, it was trying to keep you from getting into this thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And if
Following
you
their
did,
footsteps.
You know, they brought you in. They cuffed you. You know, they tried to groom you.
Right.
But, you know, it was an entirely different beast back then. You know, we were 14, 15, you see them dressed in their suits, you know, they spats, you know, they hats and all that shit. It was a different thing, man. We dressed.
Right.
You know, we dressed, this is how, I mean, every day you'll find somebody, you know, depends on what was going on back then. Then it was silk shirts, jeans, and you know.
So you saying a part of it?
Hilarious.
You saying a part of it is we don't no longer take pride in the way we present ourselves.
It's not just that, it's just that we don't have nobody to guide us.
To guide, to teach
show us. To teach us.
You know,
You know, as the time went, you want to finish?
No, go ahead,
Okay,
dog.
I will.
I asked
You know,
you
as
not to
time, well, I can't help it, man. I got shit to say.
told
You
you
know,
that
as
was an
time
hour.
went, damn, dude, let me finish. As time went,
What's wrong with him?
that's what I want to know. As time went, it became the system started incarcerating our men. You know, we were young, you was getting incarcerated. The fathers was no longer part of the household. You know, I mean, you've heard the stories when they, you know, well, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, but that man can't come.
The welfare game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it was set up, you know, for the white folks,
Right.
you know, but of course, when we got it, they got called us with everything but the child of God.
Yeah.
You know, so as time went, you know, men were becoming more and more incarcerated. They're becoming more and more missing. And it wasn't the uncle or the big brother or someone out there that watched over you that tried to guide and mentor you. So it became an entirely different beast, you know. That crack cocaine changed the
Well,
world.
see, it was-
That's where the gap came in.
it was before the crack though, cause motherfuckers started changing different, acting different, and walking different before that.
True.
You
True
know.
that. True that.
I mean, yeah, you know, they're not, you know, they coming out to them, being cool and slick is wearing pants off your ass, man. You know, many times you done heard the story where they came from, motherfuckers still doing it. You know, it's
Yeah.
like it ain't shit, you know. And then a lot of these motherfuckers is,
Don't understand it.
to me, on down low.
Say them down. Well, you know, I mean, like you said, you know where it came from. They said it came from the prison system.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the
but,
punch used to do.
but you know what else is crazy though? The word sagging is nigga spelled backwards.
Yeah.
How about that?
You feel me? So it's like,
Damn, man, you know
I
that's
mean,
fucked
man.
up.
yeah, the
But
word.
you know the thing then when they put it on the gauge, the title on the gauge, that's where it's stuck.
Uh-huh.
You know, That's where it's stuck in prison. If you're gay, that's what the gays did. They'll let you know they're available.
Right. Yeah. You
Yeah,
sagging
it
your,
wasn't
you
just
sagging your
prison,
pants.
You had the entertainment system. Look at Crisscross.
How they dress, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
how they dress, sagging, you know, pants on backwards and shit.
They made it a thing. They made it an image. You know
Yeah,
what
That
I'm
was a
saying?
gimmick.
And they pushed it through kids.
But it was an agenda behind the image.
course.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, they just gave black man something that shouldn't have been.
Yeah. It put a negative connotation. The way we dress shouldn't define who we are. It shouldn't reflect upon our character in any way. The way we wear our hair shouldn't reflect upon our character in any way. Nor does it have an effect on our ability to perform a job. But like you said, presentation is a big part of the way we, you know what I'm saying, carry ourselves.
Right.
And nowadays they put them images on certain levels of presentation.
Exactly.
The locks in your hair, the sagging with your pants, you know what I'm saying? Baggy clothes in general. You know what I'm saying? They claim that as a sign of a thug or
Right.
a street person, you know what I'm saying? Person that don't got no class, like it is weird because
I used
what
to
they
wear
say,
that-
don't judge a book by its cover, but you literally judging a book by its cover.
Man, if you
Without
see a
reading
nigga
the context.
pants hanging off his ass,
You see,
and he's a certain, like, come on, man,
You know,
like
he's
you definitely
walking
gonna
like
be
this.
judged. Like,
he
Hey,
walking like this. 'cause
look, the one what be killing me is when they be running from the police.
yeah, they got one hand in their pocket.
Yeah, you try
Sagging with
to
pants.
sagging with the pants. And you
mother
got,
get loose though.
I mean, like going back into the 90s, I saw something that said, bring back the 90s. And they had 3 black, beautiful sisters. And everything was natural.
I love it.
Everything.
Yeah,
the
that was-
hair, the skin, everything was natural. You know, when did it change? When did all of a sudden what we were and what we are wasn't accepted enough to the point where we had to try to change?
Cause them type of women ain't made no more like that. They either too old or they gone and buried. You know, they don't have them type
But
of.
you got them old.
No, it's something that's still out there though. Now,
Yeah.
I will say it's still a
It's a
few.
lot
Man,
out
well,
there.
They few and far in between. They few and far in between.
Yeah.
Let me. I mean, it's hard to really spot them though when you think about it, cause they running with the hoes.
Like
Nah,
what
you know
I'm
what I'm
saying, if you don't want somebody to think of you as a hoe, then you don't hang out with hoes.
Okay, now real life question. For all stereotypes and cliches aside, gentlemen, let me ask a real life question. Do birds of a feather flock together?
Yes.
Yes.
That's 100%
Yes.
fact in your opinion?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So you feel like
Well, came up with
you
that.
feel like the ladies that's promiscuous, you know, we ain't even gonna call them hoes. As an adult, we know the difference between a hoe and then a woman that just, you know, she enjoying her life. If she's single, she's single. But do you feel like that if all the women together, one of them got a reputation, all of them low key creeping around too?
Well, see, that's not fair to say.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, let's just say we're all hanging out, and the one guy that we have with us is, you know, doing whatever he's doing. Does that necessarily mean because we choose to have him as a friend, we're like that? Or do we just choose to have him as a friend because of who he is, and we
Right.
accept him for who he is?
Right.
Right.
You know, because you know, I know, you know, a female, educated, and like you said, she wanted to live her life like a man. And at first I didn't understand that, you know, because she was going through the shit and been hurt and this, that, and the other. So what she meant by that is that, why is it that it's okay for a man to have multiple women, but it's not okay for a woman to have multiple men and still maintain who she is as a woman?
Right.
And it took me a minute, because when I first did, I said, damn, that's a hoe. But the longer I started talking with her, the longer I started messing with her, I realized this is just who she chose to be at that time.
Yeah, so I say we know the difference between
Yeah,
a hoe
yeah,
and
right.
then somebody that's just living their life.
Right. That was her life. She chose to live her life like that.
Wait. So my question is like, was she doing plenty dicks?
But she,
Look, let me tell you
I
something.
mean, I gotta know, cause
Let me tell you something. If it was a dick she wanted, it was a dick she went after and didn't have no shame about it.
right.
I mean, she's very educated.
Okay, but does education matter when
Well,
it comes
apparently
down to
not.
the body count?
Apparently not. Apparently not. But
Shit.
it didn't take away from who she was as a woman.
Right.
Because what she did behind closed doors was behind closed doors.
Right.
You know, she didn't bring it to the streets. She didn't bring it to your house. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay,
If
I
she
get it.
chose to get her and take him home, that's what she did.
Right.
But it didn't stop her from growing and doing what she needed to do to have the things that she want in life.
So she kept it. She kept it on the low.
She kept it on
her
the low.
business. Her
Yeah,
business.
it wasn't like that, oh, here come this bitch. You know, you might as well lock the men up. It
Right.
wasn't like that.
Right. See, that's the difference. The social
Yes.
media shit.
Yeah,
They putting
if
it out
you
there. I'll
talk
take
to
it
her,
in.
if I introduced you, you wouldn't have known. You would never know. Never know. Now you got those who you already know the minute you see them. Well, you know,
When they open up their mouth.
the minute you see it, you already know that you got a chance.
Right. Right.
And that's unfortunate. But it's just the way how things are. Now, why is that?
Because society changed and they go through changes. Like when we grew up, we was about black power.
Yeah.
Blackness. We was about that.
Yeah,
You know,
it was about coming together as one.
That's right. We was about that. You know, because we had organizations. You know, Black Panther, Operation Push with
Yeah.
Reverend Jesse Jackson,
Yeah.
and other organizations. They was about that blackness, bringing blackness together and growing. You know what it is now is that the woods made it so easy for us to, become lazy. You know, fuck everything else. You know,
Right.
because now what you do is transfer that over to the kids.
Right.
These motherfuckers so late. Have you ever seen them pictures on Facebook where this is how we communicate? You got 20 bikes in front of one dude's house. That's how we did coming back.
Just pull up, yeah.
Yeah,
you know
just
what I'm
pull
That's
saying?
how we communicate.
Yeah, you know.
You know,
You see, now
we didn't have obese back then.
no, because we was all active, dog.
Yeah, we
Hell
was too busy
yeah.
That's a fact.
You know, we
Yeah.
was too busy out there having fun. Some of the most creative minds was when we was kids.
Yeah.
Because we had to figure out, okay, what we gonna do. We had to strike our
yeah,
box.
we had to get outside
Yeah,
and
we had the
actually
top shooter.
Yeah,
You know,
we
shit
made our
that we
own
had-
skateboards,
Yeah, you know, shit that we had to come creative in order to have fun with.
slingshot.
Yeah, you
Now all
know.
that's in the store.
And all, yeah, you go Amazon, you order that shit offline. You know what I'm saying? So it was created, you know, it was a lot of things that we was able to do back then because we was allowed to be kids.
Exactly,
And
that's what it
that's
was.
the thing.
Now you know what's crazy though. So I was born in the '80s, the early '80s, and I walked to school by myself. I did a lot of things that these kids nowadays ain't allowed to do. And
Shit,
it's
they
like
can't do.
It's like some of them can, but it's like that's the thing. They can't because like back then we weren't worried about getting kidnapped.
Hell no.
Hell no, they kidnapped the fuck out of
Shit, a
somebody.
motherfucker
No,
called us to the car, we went. We didn't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you. Remember when we was growing up, hey, come here. We went, yes, you know, we didn't have to worry about it. You know, nowadays a family member can't even do it.
Man.
You don't even know whether or not what this
But
motherfucker mind is
you don't know,
intent.
that's a fact. You don't know what
Facts,
they
bro.
gonna be
That's
on.
real.
You know, and what you said made a lot of sense, man. Because when we was growing up, like I said, that to me, when, you know, Make America Great, to me, that's when it was great. Because we didn't have to worry about nothing.
No.
Everything, you know,
So you saying at one point in time America was great?
to me.
To us.
No.
us.
In general, I mean, because that statement, when you look at the age of the individual that came up with the quote, you know what I'm saying? What Trump like?
He 80.
He 80, right?
Well, he up there.
He 80. He like 78 to
Yeah.
82 or whatever. But
Damn, yeah.
at one point in time, America was great.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, depending on what angle you're looking at it from, yeah, for sure.
I mean, they just said it was great at a point.
well,
so
that's because
you
we
know what
was
I'm saying?
kids.
Yeah.
My grandmother and grandfather protected us and allow us to be kids.
You know, see, we
You know.
grew up with the stages of life. You know, infants, babies, children, preteens,
Yeah,
teenagers.
See, we
young-
grew up in that era where we was able to be all of that.
All of that,
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have to worry about like what the young man was just saying.
Right.
You know, we was used to walk how many 3, 4, 5 blocks to school every day. Every
That's
day.
short,
you
right.
know, by ourselves. We out there in the streets at night. The only things we had to worry about was the police stopping us for curfew.
That's it.
That was it, man.
There wasn't none of that we had to worry about getting shot or nothing like that.
You know, or like pedophiles out here and
Man.
you know, trying to pick a, you know,
See,
to
you
scare us
know,
up.
I blame today's society because they made it so open for you to just do what the fuck you want to do.
Right.
You know.
And no consequences
And no,
behind it.
none. You know. See, back in the day, shit, A gay motherfucker was on a strict down low.
And if he was gay, you knew he was gay.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
knew he was gay, and they stayed with their own. You know what? None of this. Come on, let me. You know, like they doing out here. Let me introduce you. What? None of that shit. Gays hung out with gays.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not trying to, you know, put that out there.
But it did, shit.
But that's just how it was.
No, you ain't saying that. You're not saying that from a malicious or negative standpoint. You just telling, like you said, you just telling me how it was.
I was in the
You know,
past.
motherfucker hung, you know, like,
Game bangers hung out with themselves. They
So
hung
let me
out
ask y'all. Let me ask y'all that question then. You know, coming from the generation that y'all come from, and
music was better too. Make sure
oh,
you
the
get
music was definitely best.
Shit.
Coming from the generation that y'all come from, and the whole LGBT community and everything they got going on right now, how do y'all feel about that as a whole? Like the way that they're trying to push it all into the school
I don't like
systems
it.
and on the TV shows.
How they trying?
They-
How they are.
They got too powerful because motherfuckers too scared of them.
Yeah,
Man.
It's about politics.
You know, you
They got together and realized they had a voice.
that's right, and they ain't scared to use it.
And wasn't scared to use it. Now, as far as what you're saying, I don't agree with it. I don't agree. They won't teach black history,
But they'll teach.
but they'll teach you how to, you know.
about being.
So do you feel like that's a negative impact on
Yeah, it is. It's not giving. You're presenting something to a child whose mind isn't even developed yet to figure out what it is that they want, you know, want to do or want to be. So we didn't have that problem. Like I said, if you was gay, it was on the down low.
Down
Even
low.
if you had a gay member in the family, nobody knew about it.
Nope.
You know, because it wasn't nothing that they went out there waiting to address.
But you don't feel like that's kind of like oppressing them in a way to make for them to stay down low, like, and not be able to be
But
their
see,
true
like
self?
I said, we come from a different society,
Right.
Era.
different
Right.
era. You know, I mean, yeah, it could be oppressing them, but the thing is, how everything was, you know, I ain't gonna say built,
Was structured.
was structured. You know, you gay, you stay gay. Period.
And it was
Right.
just like a member of the family that was in jail. It wasn't something that was bragged or talked about.
No.
Right,
You know,
right.
I had an uncle that went to jail and I didn't even know. You know, because
Right.
it wasn't something that they would put out there on the table.
Right.
You know, like I said, that's why I said a lot of things that are being happening and these kids are being addressed with was never with us.
No, we ain't had that
See,
problem.
and another thing I noticed, right? Nowadays, adults want parents want kids to look through their lenses from an adult perspective. But when y'all was growing up, like you said, like motherfuckers was saying, you locked up, or he locked up somewhere, that ain't y'all business.
It wasn't our
you know
business.
what I'm saying? That's the difference. Like,
They
that's
allowed us to
crazy.
be kids.
Right.
Right.
And developed as we got older. You know, and unfortunately, a lot of kids today don't have that privilege.
Right.
You know, some of them have to be grown, you know, even before they become, you know,
Before they come
realize
in.
who they are.
The thing is that, you know, all the propaganda bullshit, you know, the music is very influential,
Yeah.
you know, and then, you know, trying to keep up with the Joneses. The
Oh, yeah.
Temptations made a song about keeping up with the Joneses.
Don't let the Joneses
Don't let
get
the
you
Joneses
down.
get you down. You
Yeah.
know, the thing is that everybody trying to live beyond their means. You know, and you know, and I blame, I can't blame society, because
Why? Why not?
because some motherfuckers know that they should live beyond their means, but
But
they
they
still do it.
They do.
Yeah.
So that is society.
No, that's
They put
them.
it there to the point that why not? Here, come on and get this. You know, you can get whatever you want. Yeah, and then people will go and is attracted to that. This doctor, I can't think of his name, but he said, you know, for us to be black people, we spend more money
Than any
than
nationality.
any ethnic group ever.
1.8 billion last year.
Yeah, but we don't have a voice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't have a voice. We spend all this money but don't have a voice. We
Yeah.
was talking about the gay community. That you know, the LAB, whatever they are. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just something that I don't think of.
Yeah,
But you know, they came together. They have a voice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they powerful
You know,
too.
they
You know, they got tired of being
And they got reparation.
being knocked
Shit.
down.
Yeah, you know,
They got
you
tired
would
of being
think we
knocked.
would be tired of that. You would think we
But
would
see-
take that voice that we should have and become the people that we need to be.
But you know why they got so much power, right? See, everybody think they got the power because of, I want to say, of their numbers. But that's the real thing. It's the numbers, and they accept everybody. That's how they mess it. That's how they got the game like on lock, because it don't matter what color skin you are.
Yeah,
It don't
right.
matter what your preference is.
Your religion,
It don't matter your
nothing.
religion. Only thing that matters is you are a part of this group. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And that's smart as hell when you think about it. Like, that's powerful.
It is.
Like how you just got into it. I wasn't even thinking about it like that. I never really looked at it like that. But they do got crazy numbers. Like, that's crazy.
And it's
like,
not just
yeah.
the numbers, the people that's in them.
It's a lot of powerful
A
individuals.
lot of
around the world,
powerful
yeah.
individuals, CEOs, you know, captains of their own companies.
Oh,
you
yeah,
got a lot
definitely,
of
right. A lot of
politicians.
captains
But
of
see,
you
you know, that don't mean shit, because we as black people are also powerful. We got
Yeah.
a lot of motherfuckers in positions that can move mountains.
But do they move mountains to help their own?
I said we got a lot of them, don't mean they doing it.
Okay.
You know, you saying how powerful. See, we as black people can be just as powerful.
Yeah.
If we come together and unite and want to build something that's gonna be everlasting for the next 100 generations.
Do y'all honestly feel like that's possible now, though?
No.
I don't really think it's possible
No.
because
No.
I feel like you got different variety of individuals that's clicking together now.
Yeah.
You know, you got your blacks with your whites, your Asian, your Hispanics, and they coming together. They buying this and buying that. Like,
It's like a syndicate. You know what a syndicate is?
go ahead.
It's like a mafia.
No, mafia is the ones that's true. You know, the Italians. But a syndicate is a group of people that are different individuals that come together.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you got your black, you were just saying, your black, your Asians, you know, your Italians.
They come
your
together for a
Jews.
common goal.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, see, that is the difference.
I want to
but-
say Illuminati, you know, but I don't want to get in trouble.
Illuminati is a syndicate.
No, yeah, shit, Skull and Bones, yeah,
all that.
shit, what up?
Looking at boy.
But no, that's just real shit, man. Like the times has really changed because y'all used to be able to do stuff too, right?
We was,
You
yeah.
used to be able to do whatever you wanted to do.
We be
It
able to
wasn't
go
the
to-
camera around.
We was able to go to clubs.
Yeah.
Ain't got to worry about being shot at. You know, we
I
had
mean, the
good.
police wasn't beating
Fucking-
on our motherfucking heads. You know, if we got pulled over, the guns wasn't drawn.
Okay,
what
so
I'm saying?
yeah, but when did that change then? Like,
Because
you
you
said
generation of police.
I mean,
Back
right.
then, you know, the police, you know, they it wasn't about because the parents supported them when I was coming up. You know, the parents supported them. You know what they say? Well, I'm gonna whoop your ass and I'm gonna take you home, which they did.
yeah,
They'll take you home and Miss Johnson whooped your ass.
Right.
Facts, man.
You know,
the community.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
It was
Right.
different.
It-
You know,
yeah, the
it was
community
different, man.
was
You could be-
involved.
yeah, you could be able to, you know, you saw Johnny down there doing something. Well,
Guaranteed somebody gonna tell.
yeah,
Right, right.
And then they gonna send you home, and then you gonna get your ass whooped in. It's not even about don't you put your hands on my child, even if the motherfucker's doing something.
Right.
You know, I be watching these videos and how these mamas be reacting, responding, because the child's get disciplined. That's the problem. That's the problem.
See, we was able to
Nobody's
knock the
accountable.
shit out of our kids, and they was able to beat our ass.
Yeah.
You know. See, now you can't do it.
First thing, child abuse.
Yeah, first thing they teach
Oh
you,
yeah, I remember that. I
call the
remember.
police.
I remember my mama told me when I was growing up, she was like, I wish I would call child abuse or call the police. She said they're gonna take you, and when I get out, I'm gonna come get you and I'm gonna whoop your ass again.
Me, you got that tag,
They were
boy.
dead
Whoop your
serious,
ass
man.
again.
Police already knew when they brought you home you was gonna get your ass
Right,
whooped.
especially
Right.
if they know the parents.
Yeah.
they
You
knew
know,
all that,
nowadays,
yeah.
is it discipline or is it actually abuse?
I mean, I feel like now. I definitely feel like okay. So now here's the thing. Let's talk about this. We grew up in different time frames, right? I feel like the world today is very soft, right?
It
like,
is.
but at the same time, I also understand things that is different nowadays that we didn't understand back in the day. Such things as verbal abuse. Now, a lot of times the way our parents, uncles, aunties, whoever talked to us, it was wild.
Yeah.
And you may not think it, but words have an effect on people.
It does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
does. Like you said, we didn't think about it then.
Yeah, we didn't think about it, but now that we're thinking about it, even though we say the world is soft, like how do you think, like what's the middle ground for that? Because you don't want to abuse anybody, verbally, physically. Whoopings was worse back then. That switch off that tree was a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I done been hit with everything, nigga. Everything, nigga. A wooden spoon, the remote, nigga, the fly swatter.
Used to call my grandmother shotgun. 'Cause
Shot-
whatever she got her motherfucking hands on,
That's
grandma was no joke.
with no
Right.
Her aim was perfect.
Yeah, it was.
She
I
act
think
like that.
I might still have a mark.
Looking at the spatula. See, that's what I'm saying though.
what I'm saying?
So like, what do you think is the middle ground nowadays, or at least the problem with the difference between the way we was raised and the way these new?
Because a lot of them parents was going overboard with the abuse.
Okay.
They have more anger.
Yeah.
Maybe because they were struggling making it. And so a lot of them come up, they had a lot of anger. And then some was coming up being, with alcoholism and then when the drugs started coming prevalent, because see me myself, I don't know how I did it, but I came up doing drugs.
Right.
I was on crack.
Right.
Okay.
I would never discipline my kids. I mean, my kids can get away with shit, and they know they're gonna get away with it.
As long as they didn't fuck with him doing what he was doing.
Exactly.
Right. Out of your way. Right.
And you had a lot of parents didn't have that type of, I ain't gonna say discipline, but when they got to the point where they got angry enough, sometimes they go overboard.
Yeah.
Facts.
But
And
like
then
he
it
was
become
saying,
abuse.
when did it become soft? Because as we was growing up, it was an entirely different time.
Oh yeah, the game was different. Yeah.
There was strength because there was strength in the family.
In the family, that's what,
You know what
and
I'm
the
saying?
community.
Yeah, that's what made us different than the kids today. I was talking to my daughter. I said, you know how far we had to go to talk on the phone? And I started driving. And I got about 3 blocks. I said, yeah, there was a phone booth right there. We had to
Man,
walk 3
phone
blocks.
booth.
Yeah.
Phone booth.
You know what I'm
Phone
saying?
booth.
She said, what? I said, yeah.
Hell yeah.
We couldn't just pick up a phone and dial who
Right.
was on it. We had, walk 2-3 blocks to get on
And
the
then
phone.
when we had the phone, our grandma, she ain't fuck with the phone because we always had phone calls.
Yeah, she let us to be boys.
Yeah, but
She knew boys was gonna have girlfriends.
Girls calling, yeah.
yeah, it was limit though. We just couldn't
at 9
limit.
o'clock.
Yeah,
If we didn't say what we had to say to the female.
I remember shit. I said, I'm a little later, but in the 80s, I grew up with that same type of structure. After a certain time of night, if that
I mean, it
phone
was still
rings,
going on then, I mean, cause like us, what was happening then?
the 80s is when the crack really hit. But
but
we still had that family though.
But see, the thing is, how she was a hash.
Oh, hash.
Oh, hash, yeah.
Hash,
But see, hash wasn't as addictive.
Yeah, ash wasn't. It was like weed. It was like
Yeah,
this
it was, you just sprinkle a little on some bad weed.
Yeah,
type
that's
shit.
what it was. That made the weed good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have a lot of. The only addiction drug we had was cigarettes. To be honest with you, back then.
Little vices, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we was gonna get addicted to anything, it'd be the cigarettes. The weed we didn't get addicted to. The hashish, it was a different price, so everything was different.
Yeah,
It
we
wasn't just ready-made.
couldn't always go get that.
Yeah, you couldn't just always go get that, So, I mean, just like the Sherm. Sherm was at a different price.
Yeah.
So whenever you got it, you enjoyed it. We came up through an era where,
We had all
sex,
type of
drugs,
drugs.
and rock and roll.
Exactly.
I know you've heard of that era.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the window pane, Quaaludes,
Strawberry Dabs, Black Cadillac.
the black Cadillacs. These are pills and shit.
These are
So
hallucination.
yeah, it wasn't all about the weed and shit like that. We had everything else that would, give our mind a run for it.
So basically, back then, like y'all wasn't able to like how we do it. We can just go to a motherfucking store and they got all the smoke you need. They got this, that, and the
Hell
third.
no.
Everything is at your fingertips.
Hell
now.
no. Like,
You got to go get it.
You had to if you was part of that.
Right, right.
You had to. That's where we was talking about honor among thieves. You know, I know John had the weed. Now back then we started getting into the powder. You know, the cocaine.
Yeah.
Man, where that powder at? Man, just go on over there and tell old boy that John sent you over there. And old boy service. You know what I'm saying?
Just by John Word.
Just by John Word. But it wasn't at our fingertips though.
Right.
You know that cocaine was expensive.
Right.
Shit, 25 or more, a little thing, But so nowadays, everything is ready-made. Come on, you got the dispensaries. You go any motherfucking where in the country and get weed. Everything is right there. That's what they call a microwave era.
Popcorn, yeah.
Shit, we had to earn our shit. We had to work for it.
Yeah.
I mean, things weren't like
I remember one night, me and the guy, we high school and shit, and we from the west side. We from the west side of Racine.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We knew a couple people on the north side, so we on the north side walking around. We looking for some weed. We some young guys, 17, 16. So we come across this guy. He like, oh yeah, I got some. Follow me this way around the corner. It's dark outside. You know what I'm saying? So we make the little transaction.
Go.
Man, we got up the block. If this wasn't the most trashiest shit, hey, we gonna find a nigga. We track him down. Hey, look, we looking at it like this. He might be grown, but it's like 5 of us. We finna fuck this nigga up about this little $10. You know?
See, we didn't have that problem. We
He's
did
at the
not
Starbucks,
have that
man.
problem, man.
See that they back in the day, they them hustlers,
Yeah.
was hustlers.
Yeah.
And then when they ran game on you, a lot of motherfuckers they accepted because if they could say that boss game.
Hey, that's game.
That's game.
Type shit, yeah.
It wasn't that. Well, I'm gonna go get this motherfucker.
You got caught slipping. You got caught slipping. Yeah.
You ain't gonna do nothing. That's why it was a lot different. Women were different. I mean.
Oh no, we gonna get into that. I want to get into the women.
Okay,
But
okay.
somebody else, Mr. Derek Henry, he got another question for you, and we're gonna get into this a little bit. See how y'all feel about it. He said, "Are y'all voting?" Now y'all ain't gotta tell who y'all is. I ain't voting
Yeah,
for
I vote.
necessarily.
Man, hold on. The OG's finna tell y'all who the fuck they voting for.
No, I ain't.
Nah.
What? Y'all ain't gonna tell them?
No.
I'm gonna tell you who I
Man, I'm
ain't.
gonna tell you who the fuck I'm voting for.
Well, I know who
Just
I ain't
ask them.
voting for.
I ain't voting for no clown, for real.
They ain't voting
Oh,
for
well
no
shit, you
clown.
ain't voting then.
So
Cause
that's
you
how
gotta pick
feel?
you a clown.
That's how you feel.
They both
What
clowns.
the motherfuckers
They are
clown?
both clowns, but who was the worst clown?
I mean, who the more funnier clown?
but
No
see,
comment.
See,
No
that
comment.
he want to go down in history as pushing that button. That's what he waiting on.
If he when he take over,
He don't want to be a president. He want to be the motherfucker to go down in history
So he
Man,
wanna
that
push
cheap.
that button.
and push that fucking button.
push that motherfucking button.
That's
then.
what he wanted.
Somebody gotta have the balls to push that motherfucking button and push come to
But why?
shove.
By why?
Cause we up there.
We up
It's up there. The smoke is up there.
It's up there.
Shit, hell yeah, we need somebody to press that button. We don't need you to be questioning the game. You got everybody on our heels right now.
And why
We
is
damn near
that?
finna be a third world country.
And why is that?
Shit,
How
cause we
did
won so
become-
long.
Well, how did we become a third
Because
world?
Joe Biden and George Bush and motherfuckers like
Man,
him.
listen,
Yeah.
no, it became that because motherfuckers got greedy. Once you get greedy, everything goes down the drain.
You know the history of the United States, man?
Yeah, it's all about money and war.
Exactly. So when England, Europe sent all their motherfucking minions and all they over here, and they discovered what they discovered a new world.
I wouldn't say they discovered it.
Okay, but
yeah, I
who do
get
you
what
think came across?
Yeah,
Thieves, rapists,
Yeah,
murderers.
pillagers, yeah.
So this is what to me, this country is built upon.
of course,
This
yeah.
is why it's so accepted for the shit that goes on.
Right.
Because this is how it was built. But aside of the two clowns,
Yeah,
I am voting.
of course, okay.
I'm voting.
So when you saying the original settlers was basically pirates.
When they open up their gates and said, just like when Cuba did, when Europe opened up their gates and said, "Look, get the fuck out of here."
Also, it was a migration, is what
They
you're saying.
said nothing. They opened up
They
their
said they
jails,
worse.
they sanitariums.
Yeah, they
they
said
said
the
the
worst.
worst of the worst.
Right.
And this
That's
is
how
what
you
the-
take over shit. Yeah.
This is how this country was built upon, because they came and started developing and building and doing things the way that they knew how to do.
Yeah.
They just put laws and constitution in it so it doesn't go to the point where it doesn't go sideways. But the fact of the matter is, this country is built upon everything that came over here that was the worst of the worst. Why do you think it was so easy to accept what our politicians do? I learned that when I was in Chicago. Mayor Daley was he was a
Oh yeah, I remember.
Man, he was getting money though.
but
He
it was
was getting
accepted.
money. Yeah.
The aldermen did what they do, and it was accepted.
Yeah.
That's just how
Everybody
it
was
is.
getting
It's
paid.
business. Yeah. Everybody, as long as everybody getting money, that's what it's
That's what
about.
this, to me, that's what
That's
this
America.
country is built upon.
Yeah, it's all
But she
about
sold us
it's all
something,
about
though.
the dollar.
She sold us up. Can't nobody bring us out of this. What's gonna happen to us is gonna happen to us. Can't nobody bring us out of this.
Well,
All right, look,
it's
so
going,
look.
well, whatever happens, happens, like you said.
Let's get into it, man.
I'll
Let's
still say give it to
talk
the commander-in-chief.
OGs.
Yeah, man, I ain't thinking about you.
Y'all grew up in an era where love was the message. Free love,
Yes.
black love, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Love your neighbor, love your friends, love your
Love.
enemy. Love was the message in the era that y'all came up in.
Yes.
What do you think is the problem with men and women today with their relationships, and why love is
Don't
no
exist.
longer enough?
Because love is not in their vocabulary. Listen to the music, man.
That
I
shit
mean,
don't exist.
You know,
man.
listen to how the dudes, the rappers, put down the women so bad, you know, and the women they become like that Stockholm syndrome. You know, they stuck now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they stuck. You know, they accept that.
Yeah, they want to be damn near
Hold on,
like
but
that.
hold on. Check this out, though. Check this out. I dig what you're saying. I dig what you're putting down. But now this the thing. They Stockholm syndrome to a certain type of individual though, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
the regular nigga can't call a woman a bitch and a hoe and get away with it the way the rappers can.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's cool for them to call.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now why
Yes.
is that?
Well, you know,
because of their position.
Exactly.
You know, it's where they at. You know, you put them on a pedestal. You put them on all these. You buying all these videos and you going to see their concerts. You know, and so you accept that.
So a woman is prone to accept disrespect more so from a man in a position of power.
Yes, sir.
Trump
Yes, sir.
admitted to the fact
right.
that he liked grabbing pussy.
He said, grab
Oh,
her by the
me.
pussy.
You know what I'm saying? He admitted that. And do you know how many women voted for him after that?
Facts though.
He kept it real though. Oh,
Be that
Jesus.
as it may. But you know, but nowadays it's not even about love. See, like you were saying, love.
Yeah, love ain't even about
I
yeah.
don't think it
And that's the
exists
thing.
no
What
more,
is that?
man.
Why is that though? Why ain't love the
Because
They not pushing love. Who the fuck talk about love
because
anymore?
Love is an emotion.
it starts from.
I think love is a choice personally.
That, but it's still an emotion. You know, nowadays, I don't want you to love me.
I want you to respect me.
I want you. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You see
yeah,
how
yeah,
that changed
yeah.
from being in love? Because with love came respect.
Yeah, and once upon a time, yeah, it
when
went
we was
hand in
coming
hand.
up, with love came respect. Now they'll tell you, man, you know I look sit there and fuck the shit out of you and tell you how much they love you and turn right around and disrespect you.
Facts.
You know, turn right around and disrespect you. To me, the women are the most. How can I put it? See, everybody say, well, man, I understand a woman. A woman is the most complex entity that God ever created.
I believe
Unstable creature.
I believe the word narcissism.
They should get that.
I believe that word should be solely held for women.
Man.
I feel like women exhibit everybody on earth can exhibit a piece of narcissism
Yeah.
depending on a certain situation or circumstance they may be put in. But I feel like women embody narcissism in every fiber of their being.
Today.
Today's women, yes.
Today women.
I feel like today's women are narcissism
Yes, they are.
it personified.
See,
But you know, they
back in the day, they had a certain not persona, but they had a certain way of presenting themselves. Even when a mistress was fucking around with another woman's husband, she knew how to be discreet.
She knew
Yeah.
her place.
She knew her
where
place.
She knew where she belonged with that man. She knew that man was mad. I choose to fuck him anyway. But I'm not gonna, go out there like nowadays.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they're knocking on the doors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm fucking your husband.
going out their way to try to be known and shit.
Yeah.
Not saying it's right or wrong, but just saying back then it was a different level
Of respect.
of respect
Yes.
for other humans.
And discretion.
Oh yeah, I'm not finna try to go to that woman's house and blow her house up
Yeah.
with this type of energy. You know what I'm saying?
Most of them motherfuckers went to the same church.
Yeah.
Woo!
Damn.
Most of them went to the same church, so you knew that woman was a strong.
Hold on,
I ain't say she
remember-
was strong because she going with somebody else's husband.
Yeah.
But she was strong enough to accept the fact that she gonna see this motherfucker with his wife.
With his wife.
With his wife, and she gonna know her place.
She gonna know her place.
You know,
Hey.
she's not gonna come up there and give him some kind of sly wink, and give her a little crooked smile, knowing that, I'll probably see you later type of shit.
Yeah.
And she knew.
She played her role.
She played her role. And that's the difference nowadays. Women understood their place, their position.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you could never use that word, position, place.
Oh yeah, they take it negatively.
Yeah,
It triggers
what you mean
them.
place. What you mean position? Well, okay, when God created man and woman, Adam and Eve. Your place, your role was to help Adam.
Now I asked that question on Facebook yesterday. I posed that question yesterday on Facebook to our followers, and we didn't get a lot of reply. I think people were scared of it. But I said, who or what defines gender roles in relationships? Is it religion or society? Because a lot of people pick and choose when they want to follow religion.
Right.
So what defines what a man should do and what a woman should do? Is it religion, society, combination of both, or what? Like, what do y'all think?
I would say religion, but nowadays, if you go to some of these churches, like going to a damn concert.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Should be lit.
Or
they
fashion
separate, dress and and all that shit. So I'm not gonna say religion, because now religion is
It's society.
Yeah, I
It's
say
part of it,
society.
yeah.
That does what it does, that puts you in the position that you choose to be in. They the one who kind of dictates on how things are and should be, and of course we allow ourselves
To follow.
to follow. I put myself in that position.
Because the church, they don't have strong leaders.
Yeah, back then, church was a church. When you went to church, you was going there to get the word.
None of that bullshit.
There was none of that. It wasn't about fashion plates.
Yeah.
You dressed anyway because that's just how we was brought up to go to church.
Right.
But nowadays it's about, who's wearing what, who's doing what to who. Now you even got the pastors up there. You can't even trust on what they're saying. Because they're saying one thing out their mouth, next thing you know, they got Miss Betty over here.
They doing something else.
Sneaking cookies over to the house.
Yeah, Miss Betty.
Yeah, well,
But see, back then, that's the difference between now and then. I think it was going on back then.
it
too.
was, but it was what he had said earlier, discretion.
Yeah.
It
was on the low. Kept it clean. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get real with the players and the hustlers today and the players and the hustlers back when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Some of your most successful pimps was some ugly country mothers. They come from the country.
Yeah.
They were country motherfuckers, but they had that gift to gab. See, it took a strong-minded motherfucker to turn out a woman to make her go sell some pussy to bring him the money. See, nowadays these women go online. They create their own line. Snapchat and all that.
OnlyFans.
Yeah. So it's easy. So it's easy for them to make their money, and they don't need a motherfucking pimp.
But
Yeah.
the real players to me are the ones that's running this motherfucking world.
Oh, yeah, them the real
Them
players.
the real
Yeah,
players.
yeah, them the real
know.
players.
Well, them the real players.
Yeah.
Because see, they understood what it was gonna take to get to where they are.
Right,
And
right.
now, to me, them are the players.
Yeah.
The little hustlers are the motherfuckers that's doing what they doing, trying to get their little shit together, trying to hustle up, and get things started.
Right.
But to me, the real players are the ones that's running shit.
Right. No, that's real shit, though. I mean, you got individuals out there that don't need to be seen, don't need to be heard, but all they got to do is say
They
one
pull
word.
the strings. They pull the strings.
Yeah.
What
For
old boy
sure.
said about Jay-Z, you don't never see him with none of this.
Not unless he choose to.
None of this.
Yeah.
You know he got it.
Yeah, he got it.
Yeah.
But just see him in a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, and the motherfuckers that's coming over there is the motherfucker Wickshire. Old boy, what's his name? The richest motherfucker in the world. What's his name?
Steve Jobs. No, the richest motherfucker in the world.
Well, he's up there. He's one of the.
Nah, the richest motherfucker in the world, that's them niggas in
Africa.
Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai. I'm talking about here in the country. What's his name?
Elon.
Jeff Bezos.
No, but I
Not
thought
Bezos. He has he did extensive real estate and shit like that. He usually he'll say what's going to happen as far as stocks and shit.
Oh, you talking about fucking
Him.
old white dude?
Yeah.
Fuck, what's his
You know,
name?
when
I know
you
you
see
talking
him
about
come and talk to Jay.
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett. I know
You
you
know,
talking about.
oh yeah.
That's to me, that's player shit. This man, you know, you look at him and you think about how he is and this, that, and the other. But when he has conversations with motherfuckers that determine what goes on in this world.
And how the world moves. Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely. Yeah, they got real
That's
control.
player shit.
That's player shit.
That's
Hell
player
yeah.
shit.
A lot of motherfuckers don't know how Warren Buffett really started and what Warren Buffett be running.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That America is really built on what you do behind the scenes. It ain't built on like that dream shit, the White House picket fence, all this. That was a dream that was created.
By
Yes.
the white man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's to get you away from the real dream. The real dream in America is our fucking power.
And that's what it's all about.
Facts. Man, look, it's been an interesting conversation with the OGs tonight, man. We got a lot of hot takes on a lot of topics. You know what I'm saying? I think we're going to do this more often, bring in the OGs and let them talk about some things.
I told you, man.
There's a lot of shit that be going on out here, man, that we need to
Hold
really
on,
tap into. What's going on, huh?
We getting paid for this? I'm just kidding.
Man, you know what I'm saying? That's that OG shit, man.
We
They
gonna
make
get
sure
y'all-
that bag on
We're going to get y'all
Hustle, dog.
we're gonna get y'all a Groupon and Sizzler.
And make sure y'all show up lunchtime.
Yeah, okay. Bullshit, man. I appreciate you guys for having us.
Oh, we appreciate that. Always coming on, you know what I'm saying? Showing some love to the show and spreading that knowledge, man. So, some love.
You know, it ain't the knowledge we spread. The knowledge been out here. They just motherfuckers ain't paying attention to it. That's all it
Yeah,
is.
the old saying, game is to be told, not sold.
Yeah.
And you know what's so crazy though, right? That you said the game is to be told, not sold, right? I did a track and I said the game is to be, they said the game is to be sold, not told. But shit, somebody got to teach these young motherfuckers how to, you know what I'm saying, how to start the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said,
No.
you know, the games consist of who you are and what you're about.
Right.
Like they just dropped another one on you, you know what I'm saying, before we left, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man,
So,
y'all know
I
what it
mean,
is.
See, you know what? It's too much competition, man.
Yeah.
Everybody is competing against everybody, and they don't understand. It's enough motherfucking money and shit for everybody.
Yeah.
It really is.
The thing is, you just want to be greedy and want it all.
Fact. Hey, moral of the story is don't be greedy. It's enough for everybody. Look, it's your boy Asshole Poppy.
Hey, yo,
See y'all next week.
Okay, man, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Now, come on, now crank this motherfucker up.
It's about to get super spicy.
We say the things that they scared to talk about. We practice what we preach. Yeah, we walk it out.
The streets need a voice, we ain't pandering for the crowd. Catch us on Wednesday and Sundays, it's going down.
I ain't going for that he say, she say. That man versus woman. You can miss me with that weekday replay.
We gon' keep it 1K each and every day. Make sure you subscribe, give a like, and press play.
We gon' always keep it raw with you. You got a difference of opinion, please come let us talk with you.
Pull up a seat, this a space where you can keep it real. Real deal, you are in tune with Cold Fizz.
Okay, man, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Now, come on, now crank this motherfucker up.
It's about to get super spicy.
We say the things that they scared to talk about. We practice what we preach. Yeah, we walk it out.
The streets need a voice, we ain't pandering for the crowd. Catch us on Wednesday and Sundays, it's going down.
I ain't going for that